Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. This time let's take a look at 20 best dungeon crawler board games. Well, it's very interesting genre. Okay, let's start with a classic title. Dungeons and Dragons Castle Ravenloft. It is a cooperative dungeon crawler board game designed for 1 to 5 players in which you will go on different adventures inside of a castle and counter monsters and complete objectives. Game has nice modular board, cool figurines, multiple scenarios and challenging quests. But before we carry on with the next game, make sure you subscribe and hit notification bell to be always informed about the new episodes. And if you know any person who would be interested in these kind of games, go ahead and share this video. But we will continue with Betrayal at the Baldur's Gate. In this game you must explore dark alleys and deadly catacombs of the legendary city. It is a cooperative game where you must work together with your partners to survive. Game mechanics control evil forces and can turn players against each other. Yes, in this game you can encounter traitors. Well, yeah, game mechanics turn your partner into the traitor. Yeah, unfortunately. But it's interesting. And this game has 50 scenarios. That's insane. Would you agree? That practically excludes the possibility of playing this game same way twice. Very cool. Doom, the board game. This board game is an adaptation of an epic video game where you fight your way through the legions of demons which are controlled by one of the players, invader player. You can play it either 1 versus 1 or cooperatively with up to 4 marine team. Lots of monsters, disgusting things, horrors and stuff. Very nice game for horror genre fans with a modular game board and classic claustrophobic environment. Very cool game. Mice and Mystics, great game that even younger players can play. Yes, game age requirements is 7+ years, therefore it can be a great family dungeon crawler game even if you have younger kids. So yeah, game is nicely designed and has a rich storyline. It is a cooperative adventure game in which players work together to save their kingdom. Players face countless enemies such as rats, cockroaches and spiders while making their way through the game's path. Very interesting game. By the way guys, don't be shy to write comments, your opinions and suggestions and advice. As you know, comment box is underneath this video and your opinion is always welcome. Next game is Resident Evil 2. This board game is a cooperative board game where you play as characters from well-known video game. This game is absolutely horrifying dungeon crawl. Yeah, where dungeons are replaced with underground umbrella laboratory where you must fight iconic monsters, uncover secrets and eventually escape from Raccoon City. Well, classic claustrophobic dungeon crawler. This game has subsequent parts as Resident Evil 3 and a couple of nice expansions. Well, another great choice for sci-fi horror fans. Claustrophobia. Yes, from one claustrophobic environment into another one. But dungeon crawler games must be like that, isn't it? Claustrophobia takes place in hell. Yes, in hell, where you either play as humans, controlling a group of humans, or demons. You must accomplish scenario-based goals and there are a couple of scenarios in this game. Game is well designed and has a great story and quite simple mechanics, and therefore it is very easy to learn this game and play this game. Overall nice game. Next one is a really cool game. Tiny Epic Dungeons. Have you ever played this game? Well, really cute game. It is tiny. Well, not pocket-sized game, but small enough to take it in any travel. On top of that, it can be played solo. Great choice if you travel alone. Anyway, I love this game very much. It's just a nice game overall. In this game you control a band of heroes exploring a treasures dungeons, making their way through the dungeon maze one room at a time in search of a boss. Great game. Arcadia Quest. Arcadia Quest is an exciting campaign-based game for 2 to 4 players. Game combines PvE and PvP gameplay with multiple scenarios where players battle not only the monsters but also the heroes controlled by other players. Yeah, it's not cooperative, it's competitive. This game can be another great choice if you are looking for family dungeon crawl. However, there is not as much travel through the dungeons as through city. But anyway, it is a great game in this genre. Descent, Journey in the Dark, 2nd edition. It is an asymmetrical dungeon crawler game with an exciting story-driven campaign where one player takes on the role of overlord and up to 4 other players take on the role of heroes. Heroes embark on a quest and venture into dangerous caves, ancient ruins, dark dungeons and cursed forests to battle monsters and riches and attempt to stop Overlord from carrying out evil plot. Yeah, asymmetrical game. Very nice and very interesting. Lord of the Rings, Journey in the Middle-earth. Not exactly about dungeons, but game mechanics drives you through the treacherous paths of the quest, where you must fight the monsters and stuff. It is an interesting and well-designed game. You can play this cooperative game either alone or up to 5 players. Well, there are a lot of options. Warhammer Quest, Blackstone Fortress. It is a bit unusual, not the classical twist for dungeon crawl, but I like what game developers did. The game is about space, where you either alone or with friends must take on the role of a group of explorers going into labyrinth halls of a vast and ancient space station, with each step discovering more and more secrets. Well, as I said, a bit unusual, but not less exciting and interesting game. Sword and Sorcery. It is an epic fantasy cooperative board game where you, either alone or in a team of up to 5 players, fight against the forces of evil during a story-driven quest. There are no monster players, so evil forces are controlled by game mechanics. Overall, this game is just fantastic, very interesting game. Bloodborne. This is a campaign-based action-adventure board game where players take on the role of hunters working together against the game to uncover and solve hidden mysteries in a dark Gothic world. Game features a unique card-driven combat where success or failure depends on your choices and how you approach each engagement. The next game is sci-fi and again about space. Star Wars Imperial Assault. Same comment as about Lord of the Rings game. It is an open area game. There's no dungeons or rooms or castles involved, but game mechanics and the gameplay categorizes it under this genre. Anyway, it is a nicely crafted strategy board game of tactical combat and missions with interesting rules and a lot of fun for sci-fi genre fans. Shadows of Brimstone, City of the Ancients. It is a cooperative dungeon crawler board game that mixes old western and crazy horror themes. Well, very unusual mix, but it is worth to try it out. You play as Old West heroes exploring the dark mines around Brimstone, fighting demons and creatures that are entering your world through the portals, and heroes can even step through those portals to explore the alien worlds on the other side. Yes, game with a twist, but with a great twist, and it is a great game, well designed and well crafted, and it is worth to try it out. Mansion of Madness 2nd edition. It is close to legendary game. A lot of people must know this game, and this game is very interesting. It is cooperative app-driven board game for 1 to 5 players. Game is full of horrors and mystery, and mystical madness, I would say. You wander through the dark streets, haunted corridors of cursed mansion in search of answers of your quest, collecting weapons, tools and information, solving complex puzzles and fighting monsters and other horrors. Yes, it is madness, but very cool madness. It's a very nice game and it's one of my favorites. By the way, which one of these games is your favorite? Maybe you already played any of these games. Go ahead and share your valuable experience in comments. And by the way guys, most of today's games are available on Amazon. If you like to check their price or purchase them, go ahead and click on Amazon affiliate links in description. That will lead you to the corresponding game title on Amazon platform. But now let's carry on with the last 3 best dungeon crawler board games in today's pick. Massive Darkness 2, Hellscape. It is co-op dungeon crawler for 1 to 6 players based on classic fantasy RPG, where each player picks a hero to control in action-packed campaign where players encounter different monsters. It is a cool game with different hero classes that play differently, giving players new options and challenges each and every time you play. Very cool. Gloomhaven. Must be everyone knows this game, and a long time this game was considered one of the best games in dungeon crawl genre. Great cooperative dungeon crawl game where players must clear out the dungeons and forgotten ruins of evil forces. Great game in all aspects. Great storyline, well designed, highly replayable, interesting and complex enough to not be boring. Absolutely sweet game. However, as you noticed, Gloomhaven doesn't stand in first place. Well, in my opinion, best of all these games is a massive co-op dungeon crawl in cool fantasy settings with a huge campaign and amazing storyline. Middara. There are no set classes or character types, so you have full character customization control. 45 unique miniatures, loads of AI-driven monster cards, 60 plus encounters, dangerous dungeon exploration, interactive decision-making, hidden secrets and loots. There are a lot of things in this game. It is absolutely huge. Well, the game is just so massive, well designed and interesting that it will probably stay on this throne for years. So that's it for this episode. Write in the comments which game you liked most. If you found this episode useful, give it a like. Do not forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. Have a wonderful day and stay tuned for the next episode.